guys, today we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of contouring for beginners. So first of all, before we get into it, why do we contour? So we contour to slim the nose, to maybe pull in the jawline, to pull in the cheekbone, have a little bit more of a sharper appearance, and shrink the forehead. If you're like me and you have a 5 head, sometimes you want to shrink your forehead. Today we're actually going to be using a cream-based contouring stick that is also a foundation stick. You can also use a powder-based as well. It's really just personal preference. If you do use a cream, be sure that you set it, and we will talk about that. Okay, so first things first, let's get this palette ready. Let's get our hair out of our face. On one side of my face, I'm actually going to do the don't. All right, so first of all, let's back it up. When you're choosing a color for contouring, you want to choose 1 to 2-ish shades darker than your regular skin tone. One of the don'ts with contouring is people will choose the completely darkest color of contour or darkest color of foundation to do their contouring. That is way too stark. Choose 1-ish, 2-ish, 2.5 shades darker than your regular foundation. Let's go. Today I'm going to be using the color Suede. I normally use Eyelet in my foundation, which is kind of an olive warmer based foundation. And so today we're going to be using Suede. The first mistake that I see so many people make is this. When you are doing your contour, make sure you're putting it in the correct spot. A lot of people will just immediately just draw a line, a thick line, and they think, okay, great, I'm contouring now. When really the truth of the matter is you'll probably end up with a huge blob onto your face, okay? The correct way to do it is find where your cheekbone is. Now remember, this is for beginners and there's not a lot of rules. Practice makes perfect. Find your cheekbone. Your cheekbone is going to be this bone right here, girlfriend, your cheekbone. And when you press it, put your finger at a diagonal, you'll all of a sudden notice that there's like a hollow, kind of where your teeth are, right? Or if you do the traditional suck in your face, you'll see that it sucks in right at that point. You're going to want to start your hairline up here, and you're going to want to bring that down and up. So if you have noticed, I bring it in an upward motion because at 46, we want to, if I could stand on my head and defeat gravity all day long, I totally would. But you want to be able to give the illusion that you are pulling up and not that it's this, ooh, that drags down the face. And now you're going to want to blend it out. Let's do the correct side first, and then we will do the bad side, the right side, all right? You're gonna take a blending bud. Now, this is just a traditional old school blending bud. I ran it under the water. Make sure you use your blending buds damp, that is key. Now, one thing you wanna do is you are looking to just move the product in the area that it's in. You don't wanna get crazy. You don't want to move it around all over your face because you will look like you have a 5 o'clock shadow, and I'm not about that. Okay, now that this correct side is blended in, you can see that it's just diffused in that one singular area. This is a huge mistake that women make with contouring on the side of everything correct. First of all, we've drawn this big, thick line, okay? Big, thick line, a lot of times, let me just correct, a lot of times people will come a little bit too far down. Now, if you start to come too far down to the corner of your mouth, you're gonna start to look like a marionette doll, and it's actually gonna age you and really weigh down your face. Another mistake that people make is they will pull the contour down, creating a beard. Yeah, you don't want a beard, okay? And you want to make sure that you are just staying in that one area, because look what happens if you are just bouncing all over the face like a crazy person. You are actually just creating a darker foundation for yourself, and there was no contour involved. Darker foundation, wrong, right. Okay, looking a little crazy, All right, let's move on to the forehead. When you are contouring, you want to be sure to hit the places where sun would naturally hit you, okay? So sometimes I see some women, they just will throw the darker shade onto their forehead, not really realizing what the purpose of it is. So the purpose of putting contour right up here where the sun hits your face is for 2 reasons. It's going to warm up your face and give your forehead some dimension. It's also going to bring your forehead in. Now, if you already have a very short forehead, this is probably an action that you want to modify a little bit by putting contour maybe just on the sides right here, okay? Not up here, because you're really going to pull in that face. For me, I have a 5 head. We want to do all the things. Okay, here's another mistake. Mistake, correct, okay? And when I hate to say correct because there really are no rules in makeup, but these are just some really small tweaks that are really gonna get you the best look that you can. Okay, so on this side, the side that might be a little bit too much, I'm all about being extra, but this is a little bit too much, is that women will go way too far down from their hairline and the line will be extremely thick, all right? Or you just do little dashes to kind of warm up that area. Again, you're gonna go in with the blending bud and you are going to press, now this is the correct side, remember? You are going to press up into that hairline. You wanna be sure to move that product up into the hairline so it's not a dead giveaway. Alrighty, here we are. Malibu Barbie gone bad. Malibu Barbie with just a hint of glimmer. All right, so as you can see, when I blended in this side, this is another huge mistake, is that the contour gets pushed everywhere. Okay, I lack words for that. The contour gets pushed everywhere. And again, now you're just creating like a mud slide, and we're not about the mud slide. So you wanna be sure to use less is more. You can always build upon it. Bounce it off of your skin, leaving it in that place, pushing it up into the hairline. All right, so now let's do the nose. For the nose today, we're actually gonna do the nose correctly because it applies to the same principles. Less is more. Just be very delicate. I know you wanna be extra in your life. I actually encourage being extra, but for this, build upon it to get the right look that you want. So you're gonna take that contour stick and you're gonna use the side of it, or you can do a little tiny brush, whatever it is that works for you. You are going to look at your nose and see where the natural definition is down the side of the nose. And you are gonna draw 2 lines. So I've taken the contour stick in Suede and I've drawn 2 very slender lines down the side of my nose and right underneath. The reason why I do right underneath is because I want to create that shadow to make my nose appear like it is lifted. Now, here's a huge mistake that people make when they are blending their nose contour is, again, they push it all over the place. Do you guys notice the theme here? Keep the contour where it's at, just blend it out. You are going to take the tip of your blending bud and you're not going to come anywhere in the center. The whole point of this is to take the contour and move it down. All right, let's go. Another really popular place to contour is the jawline. When you look just regularly at the face, there isn't a lot of depth in the jaw. You can take that same contour stick. You are going to go lightly. Don't do what we did over here. Malibu Barbie gone bad. Malibu Barbie classic. As you can see, I started right by my ear. I pulled the line right underneath my jaw all the way to my chin. A big mistake that people make is they start their contour actually on their jawline. When you are looking at a mirror or at a camera, you shouldn't be able to see a lot of the line because that means you're too far up on your jaw. Do this, you can see it, and now let's blend. And there you have it, contouring basics for the beginner. I hope this video brought some value to your life. I hope it gave you a little bit of confidence to try contouring on your own. Now remember, don't be crazy extreme Malibu Barbie. No offense to Malibu. Malibu's a really beautiful place, but too much, too dark, too harsh, not in the right spots, moving it around. The very last tip that I want to give you guys is if you are using a cream-based contour as opposed to a powder-based contour, you're going to want to set your cream. So either use a setting spray, or my favorite to use is actually a translucent setting powder. This is the Behold setting powder from Younique. You want to just take a fluffy brush of some kind. Be sure to set that powder, because if it is cream-based contour, that has a tendency to move around on our skin a little bit more, especially if your skin is really hydrated, which it should be. Powder-based does not do that. Now, I gotta go find some soap for this stuff.